right there. All right. You clicked on this video for one of three reasons. The first reason being you are going through an adult gap year right now. Second reason is maybe you're thinking about taking a gap year as an adult, or I like to call it a career sabbatical. And number three, you just want to know what it's like to take a year off in your career later on in life. My name is Hetal and I'm 30 years old and currently 6 months into my adult gap year or career sabbatical after leaving a career as a biomedical engineer at a huge healthcare company. If you want to ultimately learn why I quit my job 6 months ago, I have a link in the description below. You can go and watch that video. But in this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about the three buckets of experiences and emotions that we go through, especially during the first 6 months of leaving a job. Now, I do want to make a disclaimer that this is specifically my experience and what I've been through. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. This might not happen the way that I say that it will, but it's sort of like a guideline. The way that I'm going to be presenting these emotional stages will be in somewhat of a chronological order within the first 6 months of your adult gap year. And I want to say that these stages can overlap. They can take 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, however long you need to fully feel the emotion and really accept it and go through it. So the first emotional bucket includes empowerment, excitement, feeling brave and courageous. Now this one is a really, really big one. You know, it's the emotion that kind of starts everything out. So just imagine you were at this job for years and years and years, and you have just been feeling so burnt out, so tired. Every single day you're exhausted, you're coming home and you're like, I cannot do this anymore. And so over the last year of working at this job, you're starting to question a lot of things. You're starting to question what your purpose is. You're asking all of these existential questions. Existential questions are like my specialty. But, you know, you ask, what is my purpose? Why am I here? And what am I doing? Because you obviously are not happy. And so you start to plan your escape. And this escape could include maybe looking at other jobs. It might be asking your boss for a few weeks of vacation. But you know, in this video, it's really talking about taking that 1 year break. 1 to 2 year break. I know that I said adult gap year, but it could extend out. But regardless, you have made this plan and you have decided that you're going to stick to it, regardless of what anybody else says, regardless of what your family says, about what your society says, about what your community says. And you've decided you're going to take a leap. And so you put in those 2 weeks notice, and finally that last day comes where you pack up all your things. You probably have a home office. So you give up your laptop and your work phone, and if you were like me, your work car, and you say goodbye to all of that. And it feels so strange, but so relieving. It's almost like we had this big boulder of a rock on our shoulders that was finally moved away. It was finally pushed off, and it's like, I can finally breathe. I can finally breathe. And you're looked at by your coworkers and other people that you worked with and other people throughout the years, maybe people you went to school with, and now they look at you as almost like an inspiration. Like, wow, this person had the courage and the guts to make a decision for her own mental health and well-being. I mean, how many people can really say that they've done that? How many people can say that they have up and left a job with no plan for their own mental sanity? Not very many. So if you're in this stage, I want to commend you. It takes a lot of bravery, a lot of courage to take this step, first of all, to take that leap of faith. It is scary, to say the least. But the fact that you did it, or the fact that you're thinking about doing it, is amazing. And so during this time, you are making so many plans, like right after you quit. Maybe you want to travel and meet all the friends that you weren't able to see during the times that you were having to work so much. Maybe you're planning to spend more time with your family, with your pets. Maybe you just want more alone time and time to rest. But regardless, it's a time of excitement, of empowerment, of just complete courage and bravery. Now let's get into stage number 2. Now, in this stage, we are most likely feeling feelings of hope. You know, we're kind of cleaning our slate. It's a blank slate now. We can do whatever we want with it. And we want to be very ambitious with it. Now, if you're somebody who has decided to quit their job and take an adult gap year, it takes a lot of guts, right? We're most likely people who are very ambitious in life, who know what we want, who are very straightforward and direct in terms of, hey, this is what I want for my mental health, and I don't know what I want for my career, but I have hopes that during this adult gap year, I can figure it out. So maybe you decide to start your own YouTube channel like me, or maybe you decide to start a podcast, or there's been something on your mind for the past 3 to 5 years where you've been kind of itching to kind of start your own business. Maybe you love to bake. Maybe you're just a great tennis coach and want to just live a simple life and teach people tennis. Maybe you want to become a coach. And during this year or 2 years, you could really, really focus on that. And so during this period of hope, this is kind of like where we start to rev our creative juices. We start to sit and think about what we've been missing throughout the years of working so hard in a job that didn't really give us much fulfillment. And it's almost time to take all of those dreams that we have and try to make them a reality. And so if you were like me, you want to make a name for yourself somehow. You want to be someone who has made some type of impact on the world. I know that that word is kind of doesn't sit well with a lot of people, impact, but you know, making a difference in other people's lives so that you can almost leave a legacy for yourself. And now let's get into the 3rd stage of your first 6 months of an adult gap year. In my experience, and I'm currently going through it, I am feeling feelings of anxiety, doubt, worry, discouragement. And I think it's because we start to, it's almost like the feeling of not working and not having that stable income and not having that stable 9-to-5 type of routine. It almost sinks in at this point. It's so funny that, you know, it takes 4 to 5 months for that even feeling to sink in. And all of this time, it kind of flies so fast. We start to worry about our finances, and maybe your family members are going up your butt asking about when you're going to get a job and what kind of job you're going to get, and if you need money right now, and maybe you're feeling a little bit gaslit and feeling like there's pressure coming in from all angles, including yourself. Because, like I said earlier, we tend to be very ambitious people. And the fact that it is taking a very long time for things to happen for us makes us feel some doubt, some type of way. So this is kind of where I'm at currently. And I think I'm slowly moving towards the end of this emotional phase into my latter 6 months. So if you would like to see a part 2 of the latter 6 months or the latter part of the year and the emotional stages that I went through during an adult gap year, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Now, before ending this video, I do want to give a little piece of advice, a little nugget of advice, if you will, for anyone going through an adult gap year or thinking about entering one. Please be aware that a lot of the things in your life will be 100% shaken up. Your relationships, your family dynamics, your mental health, your physical health, all of these things will be shaken up without a doubt. And just be hyper-focused on what does and does not serve you during this time. Because like I said, this 6 months goes by incredibly fast. I cannot believe that I haven't worked for half a year. It's just amazing how time flies. But this is truly a moment for reflection, for introspection, for exploration, whatever that means to you. It's almost like an incubation period for something exponentially amazing to emerge out of this period of rest. My ask is that you go easy on yourself. This is not easy work. This is not an easy thing to do. If you love this content and you want a part 2 for the latter half of the year, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to follow my journey. I would love to have you part of my small little community that I have on my corner of the world on YouTube. Sending you all the love and wishing you all the best on your journey in life. And I will see you in the next one.